Welcome back to another fun video with the AMTG signing into Audio Fix. Testing. We're playing around with the mic. Yeah.
A lot of people like that. If that's what you like, and if you're doing a talking head, like I said, like a video like this one, next we have the EQ section. Now there's a lot of debate as to what to do with the EQ here. A lot of people buy the Shure SM7B because it gives you that broadcast AM radio tone. A lot of people like that. If that's what you like, and if you're doing a talking head, like I said, like a video like this one, just leave the EQ flat and let the microphone do its work. But I'm going to show you some tricks that you can do to the EQ to help your voice stand out amongst other things. Like, close that. Next, let's talk about the compressor. What the compressor's job is to narrow the dynamic range of your voice. Without a compressor, when you rage quit and yell, you're going to be extremely loud. And if you get immersed into the game and you get soft-spoken, people are going to be leaning in. They're going to have to turn up the mix. So what you want to do is you want to make the loudest parts of your voice just a little bit quieter and the quietest parts of your voice just a little bit louder.
You can't hear my keyboard.
Now, if you over-compress, the risk is that you take all the emotion out. The worst thing any sound engineer could do is over-compress Adele, for example. You want to highlight that big dynamic range because that's where emotion comes from. You don't want to sound like an AM radio voice unless that's what you're going for. For me, I like striking the middle ground where you sound natural, but it does make it more convenient to mix by just compressing it a little bit. So I'm going to show you the best settings for that. The threshold I like bringing down to about -15 or so. And the ratio is best at 3.2 to 1 or 4 to 1. What this means is that we brought the threshold down from 0 to -15. So whenever we go over -15, that gets compressed at a ratio of 3.2 to 1. If you over-compress...
If you're wondering, what I'm doing right now is that I have like the... I have two monitors. I have this monitor where you probably see my mouse, where I'm watching the YouTube video. And on the second monitor, I have the Go XLR app and OBS up, so I know if it's working and if it's doing well.
If you go 6 to 1, 7 to 1, 8 to 1, then it just sounds like you hit a limiter. And once you get to -15, you just sound flat. There's no emotion after that. So you do want some emotion. That's why I like 3.2 to 1. It makes a little bit more room, but it's still, I mean, you're compressing 3 to 1. So it is still quite aggressive. But it is more natural than going 6 to 1, 7 to 1, 8 to 1, that type of thing. So I like these settings. Some people who recommend going a little bit more aggressive, 4 to 1, and that's fine as well. Either of those options are good. Now, we just talked about making the loudest parts quieter. Next, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we bring our quietest parts a little bit louder. So to do that, we're going to bring the makeup gain in. You're going to hear me get a little bit louder. 6 or 7 dB is really all that you need.
I think so. This will be fine.
Anything over -15 will get compressed, and everything quieter will just get a little bit more gain in there. I think this is a really good setting. It leaves a lot of room for emotion. Don't go -40. There's guys on YouTube that recommend going -40 and then adding 20 decibels of makeup gain. That'll just make you sound completely flat, no emotion whatsoever. It's not a good setting. It's over compressed. It's chunky. This allows a bit more room for your voice to breathe. More emotion and all that will come out this way. Next, we have the de-esser. This is an awesome tool. It's only available on the Go XLR, not the Go XLR Mini, but what it does is exactly what it sounds like. It rounds out the S's, the T's, the sibilants, the mouth noise, the clicking, all those grating frequencies. If you're doing a 3-hour live stream and people hear your mouth clicking the whole time, that's going to drive them absolutely insane. So I like setting this right at 50%. I'm going to take it down just so you can hear. For me, I know it's really bad with my voice. I'm not super well spoken into the microphone, so a de-esser really helps me. I do have a tendency to have a lisp. I do click with my mouth. You do hear saliva and stuff moving around. It's not a good sound. So you can bring this up to about 50% here, and that will make it a lot nicer, a lot more pleasant for your
saliva in my mouth. Do you like that sound? I got my own ASMR. I'm gonna I'm gonna turn this down a bit. On the OBS. OBS, I'm turning it down a bit.
Your online guest to listen to you. So this is what we have for our settings. For the gate, don't go more aggressive than -40, something like -40, -45, something like that. I like the attenuation at somewhere between 50 and 75%. I don't like slamming it in at 100%.
I think this is okay. This is good. The main issue I have is the so there's some like stuff on the back of the mic, which is a Shuru SM7B, and I need to learn what that is. So I'm going to quickly, because I know I have the video, your videos. No, not my videos. Sorry, you don't get to see that history. Where's my liked videos? Oh wait, yeah, it's like liked videos right here. Should be here.
Conference call for work, or maybe you're in Discord, then I think it would be acceptable to increase your gain a little bit more.
Excuse me if that burp came through the mic.
Very careful here. I'll just go ahead and increase my gain to 100% on the Focusrite 2i2 3rd gen, and on my meter you can see we're hitting around -6 pound. And the second thing we want to look at are the switches on the rear of the microphone. One of them is going to be a low cut filter, which will reduce the low end of the recording. The other is a presence boost, which will increase the higher end of the recording. For this example, let's say that I like eating the microphone, I'm right on top of it, and I'm getting a lot of that proximity effect, a lot of that added bass, and I think that it sounds a little bit too muddy. That's where the low cut filter on this microphone would come into play. So let me engage that so you can hear how that sounds. Now I've engaged the low cut filter, and you should hear quite a drastic change to the tone of the recording. It reduces a lot of that body, a lot of that warmth that I think is so appealing about this microphone, but it's undeniable. It does make it sound less muddy and a little bit more clear. But now let me switch off the low cut and we will do another example. Now I have the big fat foam windscreen on it, and I do not have the low cut filter engaged. Now let's imagine I think that this sounds a little bit too dull, a little bit too dark, and I want a little bit more liveliness, a little bit more top end to the recording. That's where the presence boost will come into play. So let me go ahead and switch that on. And now I've engaged that presence boost switch, and again, you should hear quite a drastic change. The top end comes to life. There's a lot more information going on up there. It is much more prominent. My words sound a little bit clearer. So if you're using this microphone and you think that it's too dark or dull sounding.
Okay, so I'm going to do a test. So in pre-recording during the editing phase, I'm going to make my decision. So, test 1. We are activating right side only. Welcome back everyone to another FunFo video with the AMTG signing into, well, you know, figuring out my audio. Alright. Upping both levels. Both are activated, I should say. Welcome everyone to another FunFo video with the AMTG signing into mic calibration. Alright, turning off right, leaving left on. Hello, this is the AMTG. Welcome back to another FunFo video with the AMTG signing into audio tryouts. It's gonna be a different thing every time. Both are turned off. Welcome back to another FunFo video with the AMTG signing into audio fix. Alright, I'm now going to go into editing, and I'm going to probably record my editing. I don't know. We'll see. And this is the AMTG signing out of audio test.